Oh no, oh my god, no! Hi everyone, Starthany Dustano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a mixtape review of this new young, lean tape, Stardust. This is the newest mixtape from singer, rapper, songwriter, sad boy, Sweden's own Young Lean, who broke almost 10 years ago at this point with his Unknown Death tape, which was a pretty landmark moment for cloud rap and internet hip-hop at large at the time. And even though Lean Doer has successfully operated in this lane for much longer than most, his music to this day still is a bit of a struggle for me to enjoy. I mean, his debut tape as well as his debut album were pretty much misses for me. Warlord, though, did have some bangers on it. There were also the dreamy tunes and experimental atmosphere laced throughout Stranger, which I think has been the closest so far I've come to loving a Young Lean project. But from there, the following stars felt like a bit of a regression on Lean's part, bringing back many of the weak vocal performances that have made his work difficult to get into for me historically. So that brings us now to this new mixtape, and I usually don't make it a habit to cover Lean's tapes too extensively. I mean, I didn't really make a formal video about his last couple, but I thought this one here might be an interesting change of pace, especially considering the surprise inclusions from Skrillex and FKA Twigs, which lead to some serious highlights on this thing. Like, yeah, the Twigs track Bliss. I don't know what stars needed to align in order to get these two on a song, but I'm glad they did. Twigs' shouty refrains and Lean's very up-close and muffled vocals, plus this new wave beat with the post-punky bass line, some of the weird sound effects that pop up throughout this track too. The mix of sounds and influences on this track feel almost randomized at points, but they still work together perfectly. Twigs' colorful and expressive leads are such a pretty and sweet contrast from the very smoky and mysterious verses. The structure of the song overall is great, the production is colorful and crisp. There is also Summertime Blood with Echo 2K and Blade, which is a drumless number with lots of bright throbbing synthesizer layers, which get deeper and denser at certain passages of the track. Blade and Echo 2K, of course, vocally are sounding boyish, angelic, very, very sweet on the ears throughout this cut too. Yeah, it isn't a heavy or hard-hitting track, but there is a sweet bliss to it I enjoy. There are some other standout moments on the record too I'd like to point out, like Nobody Else, which is a very solemn and wintry number where Lean can be heard rapping about his problems with himself, his solitude. There's something so in his head about it. I just feel like I'm in his mind on this track. It's so internal, everything he's going on about here. Plus there's an intoxicatingly chilly quality to the song too. Then Paradise Lost with Antoine may be a little long-winded, yes, but there still is something very beautiful and intensely surreal about the production. Lean's loosely rapped verses, the spacious and frosty instrumental is great too. Plus I really do appreciate Antoine's bilingual bars. So yes, these are highlights for me. These are tracks on the record I enjoy quite a bit, but there are just as many others, in my opinion, that just don't do it for me at all. Like the song Trip, for example, which was a lead single to this tape and one that many fans enjoyed, but the out-of-tune moaning and humming in the background, sometimes in the foreground on this track is just, it's too much. It's a deal breaker. And it's unfortunate because I know Lean could sing better if he wanted to, and the tune of the track itself I think is decently catchy, and the track also features one of the most bubbly and fun instrumentals too. Like, it could have easily worked, been one of the best ones here, maybe one of my favorite Lean tracks ever, but it has to be held back by this one thing that he refuses to address. On Stars to the Rainbow, it's kind of like Lean and Thai Boy Digital are in a competition to see who can be the most unlikable singer on the track. All the awkward deliveries, the cracked notes, the strained melodies. Like, I know vocal styles in that sad boy, in that Drain Gang realm tend not to be super orthodox, but like this just is obnoxious and grating. Then with the song Lips, it's almost the opposite issue, with Lean sounding half asleep on most of the track, though the two-step style beat from Skrillex is a nice change of pace. And with Waterfall, we get a lot of the same vocal delivery and performance issues, but now just soaked in so much reverb I feel smothered by the whole thing. But I suppose the production is so vast it gives the track this sensation of feeling larger than life. But yeah, in my opinion, overall this tape, it's a mix. There's some tracks on here where Lean puts out some great stuff, some of his boldest stuff, cool crossovers, especially with Twigs. But there are so many other cuts here, like usual, where vocally especially, I think the performances are just not up to snuff, And that's putting it lightly. Sometimes they're just straight up bad. I feel a light to decent 5 on this project. Transition, have you given this tape a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Young Lean, forever.